Yeah, if you're looking at going long at euro dollar, we're at 35.82. Okay, pulling back a little bit. You can see euro sterling really moving now, and that's probably going to move this euro dollar up. So I'd like to get in, or Aussie dollar, either one of these. Dollar Swiss is shorting, so we'll see. MACD lines here are trying to converge up. All right, so I'm going to try to go long here. If I can get in around 82, 83, okay. 82. All right, so, all right, just went it long at 82, 35.82 on euro dollar. Long euro dollar, 35.82. All right, so now, remember, this being a London session, we need to have the euro sterling continue to move long, and get this posted in here. And we need to get the cable would help, but cable's going to struggle a little bit with this 1 minute trend line, I'm afraid. That should be yellow. Sorry. Okay, so trying to move along. Now it may double top up here. We'll see if it can spike to 92. But we need the euro sterling to continue to move long as we broke these resistance levels. Okay. I'm going to put my, right, so there's 90, 91. Let's see if it doesn't double top up here again. So, on 93, okay, so I'm taking 2/3 off here at 93. 2/3 off at 35.93. And, because I'm afraid it may double top anyway. And now, fundamentally, I know this doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you read the news of what's going on in Europe this morning. But the technicals, that's why I like to watch these MACD lines. Now, I took 2/3 off here at 93, moved my stop to break even. Okay. So, oops. 2/3 off. 35.93. Now let's see if we get some follow through here. Again, that's how I have the. You look at the rules of engagement and exit strategy. We look at the exit strategy. I always like to take 2/3 off when I get 10 pips in the spread. Let's see. Now there are some comments that just came out of Germany from Angela Merkel as well that looks like gave some reason for the euro to increase in value, trying to put a firewall around the possible contagion. Now, I'm not sure how they're going to do that. The facilitation of that may be a little bit more challenging than the idea, but we'll see. Aussie dollar also one I recommended. I don't know, did anybody get into Aussie dollar or euro dollar? I also recommended this Aussie dollar for a long opportunity. Okay. But MACD, see the MACD lines are moving. Got good divergence on the MACD lines. We came back up to test the resistance and broke. And as soon as it came back to retest that resistance as support at 35.80, then it was and as euro sterling continued to move long. Look at that euro sterling go. That was the signal we needed. So now euro sterling coming up near resistance here, and euro dollar stalling a little bit. We'll see if it continues to stall or can can euro dollar go up to the next level of resistance up here at 36.14? Okay, we were around that area yesterday. But the euro sterling is starting to short back down. MACD lines here on euro dollar. See the fast moving average here, this red line starting to level off and maybe come right on back. But this is why I think it's so important to take off the 2/3 at your 10 pips in your spread, because you never know if if your cross pairs are going to continue to fuel. And remember, the market's range bound 80% of the time, so I gotta suspect that we may not always get follow through on these things, and so it's always about protecting your capital. Protect your capital. I cannot stress enough how important that is. More people fail at this than not, because they do not come into a trade with the mentality of protecting their capital. It's all about, they let the greed get a hold of them and forget about the fear side of the trade. And remember, that's what the market runs on. And people that come into trading just with greed in mind and trying to take, only looking at how many, at a 20, 25 pip profit, and don't think about, well, what if, how do I protect my capital? We'll soon not have capital to protect. All right. Cable also moving along, and that's also helping to move the euro dollar. All right. So I got my 2/3 off at 93, and 107 here. I could easily be getting my 20 here. Let's see as we come up to, big figure, just past big figure here at 09. We got resistance at 14. Cable now is what's pulling this up, pulling up the euro dollar. So I'm pretty happy at 09. I think I'll take the remaining off here at 36.09. It may come right up to 14, 36.10. My broker got me 36.10. So I took the remaining off here right at 36.10. Again, I could, I'm happy with that. That gives me my, over 20 pips, and oops, the right color here. Yeah, it gives me over 20 pips on that trade, and I'm not sure that euro dollar is going to continue to move long. And we're coming near resistance. Cable has just come over its resistance. I'm not so sure the banks won't want to do an over/under on cable, bringing the cable back down. We know cable's a parallel correlated pair to the euro dollar, and also our dollar Swiss, which is an inverse correlated pair. It came right down here to support. So we're still moving up here. Yep, because cable's moving up. So there's 15. Yep, going right. Let's see what it does here at this resistance. I suspect it gets respected initially. Okay. All right. So, did anybody else get into that euro dollar long, or the Aussie dollar long? Either I suggested both of those. So, not sure. Hope people were paying attention, because this, again, the setups were pretty decent. If we if you look at the the entry checklist again and look at what were how the rules of engagement, where we have we come up to test the resistance. It came about 3-4 pips above resistance, came back down to test that resistance as support. And while I was testing support at the time, euro sterling was still moving long, strengthening the euro. Okay, the dollar Swiss was shorting, weakening the dollar. And what do you need for euro dollar to move long? Well, you need a stronger euro and a weaker dollar. And so these two pairs, were giving you the fuel to move euro dollar long. Now, as euro sterling came up near resistance here, remember these are, and again, these are lines that you get well in advance, right? These resistance support levels, so you know where the likelihood of price to test and stall. And but as euro sterling started to respect its resistance, cable then took over, and the sterling side, we started to get sterling strength, and that helped propel euro dollar up to resistance here at 14. And you can see right here from 14, that's how reliable these resistance support levels are. There we are up here, stalling at 14. Cable overshot its resistance, but you can see the bank's bringing that right back down. That's called an over-under, where the banks try to shake retail traders out of the market. Because if you don't know where these resistance support levels are, you're kind of trading blind. I mean, you just don't, and you're gonna, if you follow Japanese candlesticks, which I could do a whole 4 to 5 hour seminar on Japanese candlesticks, but you would see, how you're finishing very solid on these candlesticks, and you would say, all right, I think it looks like we're going to continue to move long, but not realizing that you have resistance here. Same thing with euro dollar. That's why I don't chase the trade. And you have a lot of retail traders that'll be chasing the trade here, only up right into resistance, and they get, and then if we start to short, they'll, eventually will get taken out of the market. So, so that's how that worked. And yeah. Okay, Ken. Hey, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. I'm glad. Aloha to you. Yeah. All right. But yeah, I know. Again, fundamentally, didn't make a whole lot of sense for euro dollar to move long. Again, I'm just reading off of Bloomberg that there's some positive comments coming out of Germany about the Greek debt and trying to contain the default and any contagion there within. So, all right, and again, our dollar Swiss down at support. So that is also holding the euro dollar. So, and that's a good opportunity. And our MACD lines again just guiding us through this channel, right? We call it, this is bottom feeding, right? We're feeding up from the bottom to the top of the channel where it may surf it back down. But right now the market's going to have to decide whether or not this is going to hold at 14. And so watch cable as well. If euro sterling continues to move long, it may just be resting here to refuel. All right, but the MACD lines are converged now at the top of the upper level here on the MACD. It may need to come down to the neutral line to refuel a bit. All right. So again, just using our indicators and allowing them to give us an opportunity, trading in between, support down here and resistance up at 14, support down at 80, and MACD lines. There's the divergence long. Remember, had our 3 trigger elements take place right here with the if you got through the 1 minute training module, it's we had our convergence, our crossover, and our divergence right at as we came back down to retest 80 as support, and that was the signal that we're moving long. And there's the fuel on the cross pairs with the euro sterling moving long and the dollar Swiss shorting. All right. So that's it in a nutshell. Quick way to pick up 20 plus pips on that. Okay, great. So let's